Hey guys, welcome back to the course. In the last video, we had implemented the banner ads using the Google Ad Mob. Now in this video, we're gonna see that how we can implement the interstitial ad whenever the user click on like download functionality or share or even the like functionality we want to show up on interstitial ad. The reason behind that why we're gonna show interstitial ads give you more revenue than the banner ads because it's so on the whole screen. So we're gonna see that how we're gonna implement that quickly. So first of all, you have to again go back to the browser and search React Native Google Mobile Ads. And once you get there, okay, let me show you again from scratch. Go to the google.com, and here you're gonna search React Native Google Mobile Ads. React Native Google Mobile Ads. Okay. Now once you search that, you will get this doc. Okay, you have to open this doc, scroll down. We had already installed this command, and also we had set up this in the last video. We had also set up the Google Ad Mob project, and created the one banner id, and we get this app id. So after that, what we had done, we had created one app.json file, and there we had added this android app id. We get from there, and we just added that, as well as we had added this banner id. Sorted. Now in this video, we're gonna focus that how we can install, how we do the setup of interstitial ad. To set up the interstitial ad, what we're gonna do, we're gonna do a very really straightforward things, that is called, you can see that, a full screen interstitial ad. Okay, so if you click on this interstitial ad, after that you have to copy this line of code. So let me copy this line of code quickly. And as you know that we have to implement this functionality on like download, share, or like image functionality. All right, so what we have to do, we have to go inside these components. So we went to the image card component, and inside that we gonna paste this line of code. Okay, so let me paste this line of code quickly. So you can see that we had pasted this line of code, and also we're gonna create this app unit id. So let's go to the browser, and let's click on done. And once we done that, we're gonna click on add unit, and we're gonna use this interstitial ad. So interstitial ad looks like this, and we're gonna click on select. Now it's gonna be a anything you can define, down download interstitial, whatever you think, you can define that, and that's totally up to you. That's a name. Create ad unit, and once you create ad unit, you get the app id again, and you get the ad unit id. So you have to copy this ad unit id. Let's go back to the code, and here, let me make my code bigger so it will be visible to you guys as well. And yeah, and here we gonna replace this. All right, now once you replace that, once you add the your ad unit id, you can define a keyword, like what kind of ad you want to show, like what kind of keywords. So just define a passive fashion clothing, and you can define anything else like education. That's totally up to you, but we're gonna just ignoring it for now. Okay, now once you copy this, once you add this interstitial and ad unit id, the next thing is what we have to do. Let's go here, and the next thing is that we had done with this, right? Now you have to copy this line of code, use effect one, like loaded. And so you have to start copying this line of code from here, and I will explain you what this block of code is doing, and you have to paste so far here. Okay, so we have copied this line of code from here to the last line of code before the return. So we're gonna copy this, and let's go back to the code. And after this, is processing state, we're gonna paste this line of code. Okay, so first we have to import the use effect. So let me import the use effect from the React. So I get the suggestion, and I import the use effect from the React. All right, then the next thing is that, like you can see that, this is for the code for defining for the iOS. Like if a platform that iOS is equal to iOS, then you make a status bar as a hidden. So you can also import it, like if you want to do for the iOS, but let's do that as well. And we're gonna import the status bar as well. And like you can ignore it, like if you form a, like if you just want to deploy for Android, so you can easily ignore this all this stuff. Okay, so let me explain you what we are doing here. First, we had imported those, we had added those, there's two lines of code. We had defined add unit id, and we had import the interstitial test id, add event type. Also, we had defined a one variable called interstitial, and there we had create for request, defining keywords, and we had a one state called loaded, set loaded state, and after that we are calling a use effect function. Inside the use effect function, what we are doing here, we are having a interstitial.add event listener and defining this. Okay, so what we are having a interstitial dot. Okay, let me close this for now. Okay, you can see that we are having unsubscribed, and we are calling like interstitial.add event listener. So whenever the ad get loaded, so we are making set load as it true. Okay, and after that, once we do open, once it get open, so we like once the ad get open, we're gonna make the set as an improve, like we are making the status bar as a hidden on the iOS system. Okay, now after that, once like it's starting loading the STL straight away. So whenever the component get render, we are making the STL load. After that, we are just so whenever the component get unmount from the UI, we are removing this all the listener as well. Okay, now after this we're gonna remove this loaded state. We don't need that. Now after this, what we gonna do, we gonna see that how we can see that component. Okay, so for that, we gonna copy this function, we gonna copy this button, and let's go there, and you can see this image card. Let's click on there, and here we gonna, what we gonna do inside this image card component, we gonna trigger one, we gonna add one button quickly to show you guys how does interstitial ad looks like. So yeah, here, after this hot icon, I'm gonna just add this button, and we're gonna import this button from the React Native. Okay, now whenever the user click on interstitial.show, let's go again here. Now whenever the user click on show interstitial, we are calling one function called interstitial.show. So if I click on this, let me click on this, you can see that what has happened, it show one interstitial ad. This is how interstitial ad looks like, and user can click on this and it will open on the browser whatever the ad. So we're gonna close this ad quickly. Okay, so let's suppose if I again click on this, you can see that basically there's no ad, has been loaded, and that's why you're getting error. So when you have to trigger this function interstitial.show, when the ad is loaded, okay, so what we have to do, we have to add a logic, like we have to make the interstitial.show whenever the user clicks on download and the ad has been loaded. So what we have to do, let me remove this line of code. So let's suppose if user download the image, if the user is downloading the image, so let's go to this function interstitial.show. So the user allow the permission, we get the image URL, and this is all the logic for downloading the file, right? So once the user requests to download the file, what we can do here, once here here we can add a logic, where we can uh, add the logic to show the what to show the ad, so the interstitial ad. So for that, I'm gonna just create one function called const interstitial ad, and it will be a one function like this. Okay, and here what we're gonna do, okay, my bad, I make a typo, const, okay, if the ad has been loaded, if it's loaded, so you can see a one status we are making, set load is a true, so initially it's a false, and once the ad has been loaded in the UI, so we are making load as a true variable. So if ad is loaded, so what we have to do, we have to make interstitial dot show. Okay, we can call this function. Now let me copy this function, so interstitial ad. So whenever the user whenever the user start downloading, so we're gonna trigger this function. So let me show you. So now let's click on download. So I scroll down to the image, and now I click on download. So you can see that we got the pop-up, as well as on the background the image has been also get downloaded. The same way you can also copy this function, you can add on another stuff like copy media, like whatever the stuff you want to do. Like let's suppose I wanted to add on the like functionality, or like maybe on the copy image, so you can add this like this. So interesting, just you have to call this function, that's all. So if I scroll down, okay, and if I click on this like, you can see that this works, that's all. Nothing's fancy, just call this function. So let me summarize it once more. So how we can add an interstitial ad, and this is how you can also add a banner ads, which is really straightforward. So first you have to import this interstitial ad. Like you can copy this, like what you don't have to do anything, you have to just copy this line of code blindly, like copy this line of code. After that, once you copy that line of code, you have to scroll down, and they have mentioned that, no, my bad, you have to copy this line of code and this all the line of code. After that, there is a one state you have to maintain, that is called loaded state. And inside the use effect hook, once the ad has been loaded, you have to make the set load as a true. And if you are focusing for only Android, so you can get rid of this code. This code is just for iOS specific, so you can get rid of this both one. Okay. Now after that, once the ad has been loaded, you can trigger this function. Like as I mentioned, like I make a function called so interstitial ad. If ad has been loaded, so that's only we are showing the ad. So yeah, so in this video we had learned that what we had learned, implement implement the interstitial ads. So you can, this is how you can implement the interstitial ad. And if you wanted to implement a reward ad, so you have to click on rewards ad. And this is how you can also implement a reward ad as well, which is also really straightforward. And if you guys facing any issue, anything, just let me know, would love to help you out. All right, so yeah, that's all in this video, guys. Let me know what do you think, and in the next video we're gonna learn that how to add the app icon, also splash screen quickly. So yeah, thank you, bye.